Alright, tonight I have two audience members sitting and one recording. Good evening. Tonight I will discuss with you the ivory trade and the effect that it has on many animal species, but mostly on the African elephant population. Ivory is sometimes known as white gold because it's so valuable and so expensive, especially in the last couple of years. Rebecca Rosen with The Atlantic reports, the demand for ivory has surged to the point that tusks of a single adult elephant can be worth more than 10 times the average annual income in many African countries. The elephant population has gone from 26 million in 1800 to less than 1 million today. And unlike any other mammal, the African elephant has a 22-month gestation period, producing only one offspring at a time. So you can imagine that their breed would take a lot longer to build up than other animals. Let's start off with the basics. What is the ivory trade? It is the commercial and often illegal trade of ivory tusks of hippos, walruses, narwhals, rhinos, and other like species. But the most common animals are the Asian and African elephants. Elephant ivory has always been most highly sought because of its particular texture, softness, and its lack of a tough outer coating of enamel. The demand for ivory is so high, especially in Asian countries. You might ask yourself, why ivory? What makes it so valuable? In Asia, many people believe that products made with animal parts have medical and mystical powers, and people will be willing to pay more high amounts of money for items like these. The price of ivory in China has actually tripled from 2010 to 2014. Ivory is used to make decorative items, piano keys, billiard balls, trinkets, jewelry, and combs, just to name a few. Now that we know what ivory is and what it's used for, we can look at the effect that poaching and trading have on the elephant population. Poaching is any type of illegal hunting, trapping, or fishing for animals. In 1800, 26 million elephants roamed the earth. Between that time and 1900, that number dropped from 26 million to about 10 million. By the 1920s, the United States was consuming 200 tons of ivory per year. And I just want to show you guys a video about how the elephant population declined in the 20th century.
And Africa's elephants had dropped to an estimated 10 million. World appetite for ivory continued to decimate elephant herds until by 1979, only 1.3 million were left. Even as many Westerners realized the consequences of the trade, Asian demand picked up. By 1989, elephants numbered only 600,000.
Alright, at the low numbers of 600,000 in 1989, conservationist and director of Kenya Wildlife Service, Richard Leakey, worked with Convention of International Trade and Endangered Species, or CITES, to introduce an ivory ban. Leakey said, if you can bring the world attention to the problem facing elephants, you can stop it. And the ban worked really well for a while. By 1999, the elephant population had moved from 600,000 back up to around 1 million. At this same time, CITES allowed the first sanctioned sale of ivory, which made the illegal sale of tusks okay. The second sanctioned sale was in 2008. Since then, poaching and trading has grown out of control. 100,000 elephants were slaughtered between 2010 and 2012. Today, we're left with only about 450,000 elephants to 700,000 elephants. However, there have been attempts made to set things right and rebuild the elephant population. Since the first ivory burn in 1989, there have been several other ivory burns worldwide in other countries. An ivory burn is when they get a stockpile of ivory This is kind of like a strike against ivory, or a boycott. If there is no consumer demand for the ivory, then there would be no need to hunt the ivory. Some organizations and foundations that were created to help spread the word and end the trades are Save the Elephants Foundation, Ivory Ella, Bloody Ivory, CITES, Born Free Foundation, and the International Fund for Animal Welfare. Alright, as I'm wrapping my speech up right now, I just want you guys to think about the history of the elephant population. Knowing the path that it's taken, do you think that the elephant population will continue to decline because of the high demand for ivory? Will the elephants be pushed to extinction? And if they are, what will this have an effect on the rest of the world? I hope this presentation was informative to you all. Thank you for listening.